shown to her over here by her destiny or by her fate. So she is coming across all those things which are just a dream to her, which are just an aspiration to her, and which are just a vision to her and would not turn out into reality, but it is somehow disturbing the peace of her mind, which she could have experienced in the coldness of the pains, in the coldness, in the painful environment she was suffering from earlier. Okay, so earlier at least she was having the peace of mind. Okay, peace of mind in terms of what was happening with her, she was realizing it, she was accepting it. But here she is being shown that what is not happening with her, what good is not happening with her. So that is something which is making her disturbed, and that is the very thing I'm trying to explain. Okay, the little girl reached the little girl reached forward with both hands. Then out went the match. The many candles on the Christmas tree rose higher and higher through the air. And then she saw that they had now turned into bright stars. One of them fell, streaking the sky with light. Okay, but now she noticed those candles were rising higher and higher. So that is the extremity of vision, of untrue visions and of the fantasies. Okay, she is seeing that those particular stars are, those particular candles are rising up in the sky and becoming the stars. Once one of them fell, streaking the sky with light. So it covered light, it sparked like a star in the sky. Okay, with the complete light. Okay, now someone is dying, said the little girl. And that is the most concluding, that is the most climax part of this particular story, where the girl she just enlist, she just bring out that someone is dying now someone is dying, and that someone, she does not know that who is that particular someone. Now someone is dying. Why that someone is dying? She is saying like that little girl, it has been told, for her old grandmother, the only one who had been ever good to her, but who was now dead. So she had once said that whenever a star falls, a soul goes up to God. Whenever a star falls, in terms of that particular time type of saying, that if any star is falling from the sky, from the extremity, from the infinity of the sky, if any star is appearing to fall from these materialistic, from these God given eyes, then in that particular case, it can be said, it can be concluded that any soul is approaching the divinity, any soul is approaching the God. She struck another match on the wall. Once more there was light, and in the glow stood her old grandmother. And now it was the time of reunion. It was the time of relaxation from materialism and entry into spiritualism. Now it was the time to just bring an end to her hardships, and to just show her the result, to show her the consequence of her, of all that she had suffered, and to bring just she was now going to enjoy the fruits of her labor. And she is now just going to meet the particular person whom she was concerned throughout her life, whom she loved throughout her life, and for whom she had a passion throughout her life. That particular grandmother is now in front of her eyes, and in such a divine state, and in such a good state, that she is ready to do the better of that little girl, at the cost, even by just taking away her from this materialistic world. That is the basic kind of good that she can do to her, and that is, of course, that is the only thing she is wanting over here, relaxation from pain. So that is all the fruit of her labor, and that is the end of her misery, and her and all that which she was suffering from. Okay, so here what happens, she struck another match on the wall. Once more there was light, and in the glow stood her old grandmother, oh so bright and shining and looking so gentle, kind and loving. Granny, cried the little girl. Now she cried, Granny. She was so surprised. She just intended to just approach her grandmother. She intended to burn as many matches as possible, because she did not want to lose her. She did not want to disappear. Did not want her to disappear like the other witches. Okay, so uh, this was the proper pleasure she was experiencing at this moment. And once more there was light, and in the glow stood her old grandmother. Now in the glow, in the bright light, who was standing was her old grandmother, and she was bright and shining, bright and shining in terms of a divine creature. Okay, means different from the materialistic world, and looking so gentle, kind and loving. Now she is looking very gentle, very kind and loving. Okay, Granny, cried the little girl, oh take me with you. I know you will disappear when the match is burnt out. You will vanish like a warm stove, the lovely rose goes, and great glorious Christmas tree. And see the kindness, see the soothing advice of that particular innocent girl. She is just making an idea of what is going to happen, what uh, what dissatisfying, and what bad thing, or what ungood, what, or you can say in terms of what unfortunate thing is going to happen with her in the next moment. She is making an idea of it by just by just considering at the previous moments she has encountered and she had gone through. She is saying, just as the previous visions they had disappeared, now you will also disappear, Granny, and that must not happen in my